What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Smackdown review. A lot of things happening on the show tonight. I will say, was it a better episode than Monday Night Raw? Yes, it was. Just in general, I will say that. I'm glad I did not go to that show last night, and people thought that was actually good, which it really wasn't. But moving on to Smackdown tonight, I will say it was a better show, of course. He had its good parts and its bad parts, but at least it was watchable to pass over the 2 hours, as we did kick off the show with the SmackDown Women's Championship being on the line. If Becky Lynch got disqualified, she would have to lose the championship from here. But the match pretty much started, no entrances, both women were already in the ring, they announced both of them. Of course, Becky gets her cheers in there, which was right literally the best thing on this show before, honestly, this is the best thing on this show, to be honest, because they had a lot of time out there, right? They had a lot of time in this match. I can tell you that right now. But like I said, the match itself, though, and it was really good with both women. Like I said, had a lot of commercial breaks, surprisingly, but they had a lot of time out there. And I'm not like, listen, the match itself was really good. I can't say that. Were there some botches out there? Yeah, I saw it, and some probably missed time spots. Yes, and did the match start out slow at first? Yes, it did, but it did get better on in time. I feel like that, especially when I saw the arm bar by Becky with Charlotte pretty much reversing it into a power bomb. Then pretty much, both of them kept getting fatigued, and both of them were on the ground at one point. Pretty much laying in the ring. I will say the crowd was kind of on both of their sides throughout later on in the match, but Becky at one point had tried to get the title and everything and was going to do something, but pretty much the referee had stopped them, and Charlotte tried to get her back as Becky tried to leave, and then the referee thought Becky was going to use the championship and was going to disqualify her, but Charlotte tried to roll her up. Becky rolled her up then too. Pretty much did not work, and since he tried to roll her up and everything, Charlotte did that moonsault, which she pretty much swung and missed it then. Both women kept trying to get in, as even Becky tried to kick Charlotte off before the 10 count, but it did not work. Charlotte pretty much caught her, threw her back in the ring, natural selection, and then next thing you know, Becky rolls out of the ring then. They pretty much brawled with each other on the outside of the ring, going at it, pretty much ending in a double count out. I knew this was not really gonna be a double count out anyways, because the Evolution thing was coming up, so you knew they was gonna have a match there. But as both women continued to brawl with each other, pretty much Charlotte had speared Becky into the LED boards of the stage, knocking her down. So many people said that Becky jaw was injured, to what I hear. I keep hearing that. I may have to look that back up, but I kept hearing that her jaw was injured or something. Pretty much, like I said, though, Charlotte speared Becky through the Titantron like it was Rhino and Chris Jericho back in 01 on SmackDown, the old SmackDown stage. Even though it didn't go through, but still crashed into it. Referees and stuff checked on it, but this was a really good match. I will say that. There's some botches, yes it was, but I knew it wasn't really going to be a title change, and they were going to find a way to get this on to Evolution, which I'm sure everyone saw coming in. It was going to be there. They had like 20-some minutes out there, I will say that too. I know they still try to make Becky look like a heel, even though they cheer, but this was still a really, really good match. I will probably say the best match on this entire show for the Women's Championship. They pretty much then went to Paige of how she was going to determine what was going to happen with this feud, since there was no winner tonight. And I can go on the whole thing on Paige right now, which I've already heard the comments she said of, oof, my God. If you want to go look them up, you can go look at what she said about the whole Bella and Liv Morgan situation. Talk about hypocritical. I tell you, man. It's like people said, she was the anti-diva at first, but now she has been consumed and become one of them. Blame the Riot Squad and defending the Bellas and feeling sorry for Brie because she got cyber bullied. Oh, cyber bullied. That's just hilarious. Can't take criticism. I don't know what to say about Paige. I don't. I don't even know. But defending them, saying they're pioneers and OGs, and I don't know where she was really trying to go with this. She pretty much sound fucking stupid, okay? I don't really had no idea what Paige thought she was going to go on from here with this, saying, when I read these comments and even heard the audio of it, of her blaming them. And I don't know, man. People want to talk about being professional and stuff. I don't know, man. I'm surprised Paige still even has a job in this company right now. I really do, because the stuff that girl has done, I'm surprised she's even still here after saying those stupid comments. I really am. That's just asinine. I thought it was asinine. I really did. I really did. Really putting over the Bellas. Trying to get that Total Diva stuff over, I see, even though the ratings are bombing every week. But, hey, what do I know? That's them. But she pretty much said since this feud is so intensity and there was no winner, at Evolution it will be a last woman standing match. I either thought it was going to be that or an Iron Woman match. But last woman standing match it is at Evolution. So, get ready for that. But as pretty much moving on, we had the Crown Jewel tournament still going on. Who was going to be in that? Jeff Hardy, a returning Jeff Hardy, I will say that, even playing video package for him, and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe had his leg taped up coming up out here, which the match wasn't bad, but it pretty much ended up with, you know, of course Hardy was going to attack Joe's knee. Joe tried to get up, but he kept falling. The referee had to stop the match then, as Joe still wanted to fight. Hardy pretty much went on from there, which I don't know where, honestly, I don't know where they go with Samoa Joe at this point. I really don't. I can see now that he's not really going to be near the WWE Championship anytime soon, so I think that ship has sailed and moved on to something else. I don't know where's he going to do, fight Jeff Hardy next probably, or I don't know where they're going with him. I guess they got to rebuild him again. I swear it's like his pushes stop and stop all the time. Like he's going somewhere and he's not going somewhere. He is going somewhere and he's not going somewhere again. So I don't know what they do with Samoa Joe kind of right now. Because even I'm like, what are they going to do with him now since he didn't win the WWE Championship? Where are they going to move him from or get him into, I guess, a better light of position around here? I honestly don't know. But we'll just have to find out and see what they do with Samoa Joe, because I'm not sure what they do with him right now. Unless they want to do what? Put him against Hardy, I guess? I'm not really sure. They also talked about Smackdown 1000. And Smackdown 1000 is next week. That The Undertaker would be here. And Evolution, even though the show, even though all these guys were on Raw and never on Smackdown individually, yes, but as a group, no, they were only Raw exclusive. But hey, let's bring Evolution on there. I wonder how they're going to put Orton with them, since he's trying to be sadistic and crazy. Triple H, which is kind of funny with Triple H. One week he reforms DX, now next week we reform Evolution. Yeah, two groups coming back. DX is back 1 week, Evolution is back this week. Batista, I don't know what to do with Batista unless he's going to have some big thing going on, but at least Batista will be here next week. I swear Batista and his company have too many problems half the time. Ric Flair, I'm sure people were just glad to see Ric Flair, even though after that health scare he had a while ago, over a year ago. You know, it's good to see he's doing better nowadays. Hopefully he comes out and cuts some crazy promo as usual. Just be in rare form, Ric Flair. I don't know if he's got to punch himself in the head and bleed all over the place if it has to be. Let the man come out there. Woo! Pretty much. But going on from that, with Evolution and Taker coming back next week on SmackDown. Next thing you know, it was time for MizTV. Miz pretty much brought out AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan as he asked AJ about his family with the whole Samoa Joe situation, and then talked about Daniel Bryan as he had both of them out there. They shook hands, and Miz talked about, why are you guys even shaking hands? You should be fighting over the WWE Championship, pretty much. Bryan then pretty much, you know, he wanted to ask Miz about, you know, the match. He called him the 2-minute man, pretty much. It didn't last that long. And, you know, pretty much talked about AJ, you know, this won't last long with him. He was only the 2-minute man out here, he was. That's what Miz was, the 2-minute man. And Miz pretty much tried to stir the pot as he did, telling AJ to ask Bryan, you know, where does he rank amongst his challengers? As AJ said that Joe was probably the best up to date, but, you know, he's looking forward to facing Bryan and everything. Miz then pretty much talked, you know, say that AJ thinks he's better than Bryan. So I didn't say that. As Bryan then pretty much, you know, you respected AJ. You've been the WWE champion for over 300 plus days, and you have your right to say you're the best. You've earned that right. But he knows he can beat AJ Styles. And then they started making fun of Miz. They called him the 2-minute man, of course, and everything. And you know, Bryan came back that, you know, he pretty much talked about what he was going to do. You know, I guess talk about his dream. He hasn't really had a chance to talk about that, but his dream, and he has unfinished business, and he wants to be the WWE champion again. But the only thing that's standing in his way is AJ Styles. And Styles get up and says, well, I'm not moving for anybody else, and I'm still going to be the champion. Miz pretty much you know, stood up. Now he said things were getting interesting as AJ and Bryan had a stare down. AJ went to ask Bryan, how good did it feel punching Miz in the face? As they kept calling him the 2-minute man. AJ said, it's like the time I kicked his teeth out. It's like when, if you remember, AJ kind of first came to the company at the time, and I think when it was on Smackdown, he knocked Miz's teeth out with a Pele kick, if I remember. But Miz pretty much got pissed in, talking about Bryan, saying, I beat you every week. I beat you down every week. I beat you at SummerSlam. I beat you at Hell in a Cell. And then you had one fluke victory at that Super Showdown, okay? So what are you talking about? You will never beat me. And then he looked at AJ Styles since he was laughing. What are you laughing at? You've been the WWE champion for almost a year, and you haven't even headlined a pay-per-view, okay? You never headlined a pay-per-view. And which he is right, though, because when is the last time the WWE Championship has main evented a pay-per-view? Because the WWE title nowadays just ends up in the middle of the freaking show. That's where it ends up. It's in the middle of the show. So that's really where they put that nowadays. You know, in the middle of the show. It's not even the main event. And he pretty much says, you look like Campbell with a southern accent, okay? So what are you talking about? You're the champ, but you can't even main event anything around here. You're just, I don't know what he called him, some type of charity case or something he called AJ Styles. But he says you're not that big as you're supposed to be. And he said pretty much a crown jewel, it's not going to matter when one of you win. Because after crown jewel, he says, I'm challenging for the WWE Championship. So he pretty much inserted himself into this. He says, he told AJ, you can have an opponent right now. You're facing the man that beat Bryan last week, Shelton Benjamin, which was a pretty good match between him and Shelton Benjamin. I will say that. At least they letting Shelton get some type of thing on here nowadays. Which I think Miz said was his birthday. No, it said his birthday was yesterday, I believe, or something he said from that. And he didn't get any reward for a title shot or anything. But pretty much from that, from there, yeah, like I said, AJ, he hit a forearm pretty much for the win. As you know, Miz and Bryan were arguing with each other through commentary, but AJ picked up the win from there, and we'll probably see where this goes here. It could be a triple threat match, I was thinking, but since it's going to be one-on-one, maybe it may lead to a triple threat later on. I'm not sure, but we will see what goes on, I guess, now between Miz, Bryan, and AJ Styles in the WWE Championship. But going on from that, Aiden English was in the ring. Talk about the 6-figure deals he got for the one night in Milwaukee take with Lana, which they did actually play the video again with the rest of it and talk about how English means much to Rusev's career and singing and flattered, and then it looked like he touched Lana's arm, and then the tape pretty much went out from there, and English says he would destroy the tape and not sure, and because everyone wants to see what happens next, but he told Rusev when Rusev came out, listen, you dump Lana right now and reunite Rusev Day, and no one won't have to see the rest of the tape. But Lana pretty much said to play the rest of the tape since they hacked him and everything, and that his password was I Heart Rusev according to Lana. They played the tape. Pretty much when they got to the part where, you know, English tried to touch her arm, Lana pretty much says, I don't think you know where this is going, okay? And pretty much it was all awkward. And, you know, she left the room as English was pissed. But then pretty much she said, when you told Lana, when you get tired of those boring Rusev days, you can have an 8 night. Rusev pretty much chased Aiden English. He pretty much got him in the ring. He was going to kick him, but English pretty much escaped. Was this really the payoff to this? Because, alright, we pretty much showed the rest of the video now. So, where does this feud go on from here? I'm sure it'll be a match, but is there really anything where any of these people are going to move on and make it any better? I'm not even sure if they can even make this whole feud better now at this point. He already played the rest of the tape now, which wasn't that much to begin with, but it's just kind of like whatever now. Where do you go on from here? I don't even know where to go on from this. I don't know. Even English is a heel now. Where is this going? Tape was played. It's done. So I don't even understand what's gonna happen now. I really don't. Next thing you know, Big Show, a returning Big Show, I should say. I'm sure people don't really want to see Big Show that much, but they have video packages of him and Orton. This match wasn't bad. I will say that. You know, both guys pretty much going in at each other from there. Orton trying to do DDT on him, but didn't work. Pretty much Orton was escaping through ringside throughout most of it. really. He did that DDT with like a neck breaker, but he was gonna do the punk kick on Big Show, but Big Show speared him in. He pretty much tried to go for a choke slam. Orton got out of there. Big Show pulled him back into the ring by his neck and choke slammed him. Orton kicked out. Big Show was gonna do his KO punch, but Big Show, Orton pretty much got out of there again. Big Show tried to get him back in the ring by trying to knock away the referee. Orton pokes him in the eyes, RKO, it's over. Which is funny, they said, nobody really said that. It's the first time Orton's done an RKO in multiple months now, and no one didn't really address that. As for the match itself, it really wasn't that bad. And you know they're trying to get any big star over there for this Saudi Arabia thing for several, many different reasons, of course, we know. But you know it's going to go down. It wasn't that bad. It was a little slow at first, but Orton hit the RKO. You didn't really see any sadistic, crazy Randy Orton out there. You really didn't. You just saw kind of like regular Randy Orton going against Big Show. But he moves on to the crown jewel, so it's kind of whatever. The match wasn't that bad. Like I said, the best match was really the Charlotte and Becky thing. And also I could say next week, you got, who's next week? Yes, Rey Mysterio making his return. Has wrestling 4 years on Smackdown. Hey, at least I got to see him all in before he came out to WWE. But next week, Rey Mysterio will be here for 1,000, and he will go against Shinsuke Nakamura. Where was that guy on the show tonight? Where was he? I swear they don't know what to do with him. They really don't. They just don't. They don't know what to do with Nakamura. He's the U.S. champion, and, you know, what is this? He wasn't on TV tonight. He'll be here next week, but once again, he was not on TV tonight. He just wasn't. So, I don't even know what they're doing with him at this point. I really don't know. But Ray will be back next week. As for the show itself, it wasn't really that bad. Pretty much a better show, I will say that. Pretty much you could really highlight was the Charlotte versus Becky. Pretty much now making that match into a last woman standing. And I would say MizTV was pretty good too, with Miz kind of going in on both Bryan and AJ Styles. Big Show making his return too, so that was a big thing also. I'm sure we'll see a lot of returns next week on Smackdown, so get ready for that. I will say one thing, it's kind of crazy when I saw this today, but you know, I should say, happy birthday to Eddie Guerrero, man. The man would have been, I said 51 years old today if he was still here. Like I said, man, a lot of people, I will say, I miss Eddie, man, I really do, but happy birthday to him. I looked that up, and yeah, that is something. I'm like, damn, he would have been 51 to this day, though. Like, he really would have, but I did kind of see that around today while reading some things. But like I said, man, dude was one of the best though. But like I said, this is my Smackdown review. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about this video. Tell me what you thought about Smackdown tonight. Was it a better show? Make sure you follow on Twitter at Hooded Knight 890. Make sure I had to say all those words right while I was messing them up, but said it right at Hooded Knight 890 on the Twitter thing there. But I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out. Like I'm already repeating myself with the comment, subscribe thing. But tell me what you thought about Smackdown tonight. Tell me if you thought this was a good show and what did you really think on it. I am out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out.